everyone. Today we have an exclusive interview with Charlie Chaplin here today. So Charlie, tell us about yourself.
I'm nothing special. I'm a multimedia, worldwide famous actor and comedian. I'm commonly known as the man with the toothbrush, mustache, bowler hat, bamboo cane, and a funny walk.
Let's tell our listeners a little more about yourself. Where and when were you born?
I was born in Walworth, London, England on April 16, 1889 to Hannah Harriet and Charles Chaplin, both music hall performers.
Who are your family members?
My parents divorced when I was around the age of 1. I had a father who was a music hall entertainer but also a nasty alcoholic. When I was 12, alcoholism killed my father at the age of 37. My mother tried her best to care for me and my brother, half-brother Sydney, through stage performances, but she couldn't, and my mother was finally committed to Cane Hill Asylum in May of 1903.
Yikes. Did you enjoy doing anything in your free time?
Due to my parents' talent, I'm naturally talented when it comes to theatrics. I learned how to play the violin and cello at a very young age. At the age of 16, I would practice in my bedroom from 4 to 6 hours.
Let's talk more about your family. How many kids did you have and how many wives did you have as well?
I was married 4 times and had a total of 11 children. In 1918, I wed Mildred Harris and we had a son named Norman. Poor Norman only lived 3 days. Mildred and I divorced in 1920. Next, I married Lita Gray in 1924 and had 2 sons, Charles Chaplin Jr. and Sidney Chaplin. We ended up getting divorced in 1927. In 1936, I married Paulette Goddard and we ended up in a nasty divorce and a paternity suit. Currently, I'm married to Ona O'Neill. Ona and I have 8 kids, Gretchen, Michael, Josephine, Victoria, Eugene, Jane, Annie, Emily, and Christopher Chaplin.
If we're going more into your personal life, what was your lifestyle like?
I actually lived in a motel room, and I know that sounds unusual, and yes, I am a millionaire, but I didn't like the fame and the fortune that did come with what my career was. I had more than enough money to buy a house, but the motel room was suitable.
That's interesting, but I'm sure people are curious as to what encouraged you to become an actor and comedian.
My first appearance on stage occurred when my mom lost her voice in the middle of a performance. This prompted the production manager to push the 5-year-old, then me, on stage to replace her. At the age 8, I was touring with 8 Lancaster lads, and at 18, I began touring with Fred Carno's troupe. From then, I signed on with Keystone Studios' popular comedy director Matt Sennett, who had seen me perform on stage in New York.
Can you describe the type of movies you were in and what you enjoyed directing?
I was in a lot of comedy movies, but I did direct a few. I was a very demanding director in Hollywood and was titled one of the most demanding men in Hollywood. That's because I walked every actor through every scene and demanded that the entire cast work together on every performance.
What were some of your most famous movies?
During my first year with the company, I made 14 films, including The Tramp. The story establishes myself as the unexpected hero when I saved the farmer's daughter from a gang of robbers. During the 1920s, my career blossomed even more. I made some landmark films, including The Kid, The Pilgrimage, The Woman in Paris, The Gold Rush, and The Circus. I would like to be remembered by The Gold Rush, and these were all released by United Artists, a company I co-founded in 1990.
Speaking of The Circus, we have a clip from the movie. Did you have any scandals or problems during your career?
A few. My film, The Great Dictator, made in 1990, created a stir. In the film, I played a humorous character of Adolf Hitler. I was also investigated in my support for aiding the Russian struggle against the invading Nazis during World War II. The U.S. government questioned my morals and political views, suspecting me of having communist ties. I was denied re-entry into the United States, although they had no evidence proving that.
What type of awards did you earn?
I won an Oscar and was nominated twice. I won 2 honorary awards, an Academy Fellowship Award for BAFTA, 2 Blue Ribbon Awards, 2 Bodily Awards, a Director's Guide of American Awards, etc., etc.
Thank you, Charlie. We hope you have another interview in a few years.